Salute, comrades. You're now tapped into Behind the Walls Talk. I'm your host and founder, William Thomas McCallum Jr., the voice from within and soldier for the silenced. This isn't just a podcast. This is a platform, a battleground for truth, a microphone for the voiceless. We're here to amplify the stories of the incarcerated, the men and women whose voices have been buried beneath steel, stigma, and silence. Here, nothing is sugar-coated. The truths aren't ignored, erased, or rewritten. They're raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically real. Whether they're doing time for past mistakes or enduring the weight of injustice, their stories matter, and they will be heard. This is about more than exposure. It's about awakening. We exist to spark dialogue, ignite reform, and demand liberation. We're not begging for sympathy. We're building a movement. So stay tapped in, stay locked in. This is Behind the Walls Talk. Welcome to the revolution. This interview is more than just questions. It's a platform for truth, growth, and humanity. Every story we hear behind these walls is a story the outside world needs to understand.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
So to our guest today, thank you in advance for being open, honest, and courageous. This is your space. Your voice matters here. Let's begin. What's your name, your opus number, and where are you from?
My name is Rodriguez Ferguson. My opus number is 0466900. I'm currently from the state of North Carolina, originally from Philadelphia.
Okay. What were you convicted of, and how much time did they sentence you to?
I was convicted of 5 counts of first-degree murder.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
I was sentenced to a 5 consecutive life sentence without the possibility of parole.
How long have you been incarcerated?
This will be my 30th year right here.
30 years. How old were you when you came into the system? And what were you feeling at that time?
Actually, I was 18. I had just turned 18. I got locked up January 2nd, 1995. So when I came on state in 1997. So that was what? I was 20. I wasn't even 21 years old yet. I was 20 years old when I actually caught my time in the state of North Carolina. Feeling at that time was a feeling of trepidation, scaredness, like not knowing what I'm about to enter.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No, I don't have no children.
Okay. Tell us about your childhood. What experiences, traumas, or conditions that shaped your path?
I mean, like I said, there's from Philly, man. I come up in the slums, man, in the trenches, you know. So it shaped me. It shaped and molded me in a big way. Because living in that type of environment or whatever, it's like, yo, you got to be quick on your feet. If you ain't quick on your feet, you're going to get swallowed in the same trenches and slums that you're growing up in. So, you know, it was, you know, fighting every day, you know, things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? That really shaped me. I feel like, yo, you just had to be tough at all times. You had to protect yourself at all times, you know.
That's right.
My family, like, yo, you know, growing up around my mom, whatever, you know, she did what she could, but at the same time, when you ain't got no father in your household, this is what lures you to the streets. You feel what I'm saying? You seeking that male guidance, that male role model, quote unquote, as they say. You feel what I'm saying? I've never had that. So I'm in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So this is where I guess my education came from, the streets. So when people say street life, most people really don't understand that for what it truly is. You feel what I'm saying? Because living in the streets means actually living in the streets, not being in the streets for 2-3 hours and you back at home living comfortably with your mom and your pops, you know, in a well-knitted family. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have that. Not trying to make no excuses, but that was something that I lacked, you know what I'm saying, in my childhood coming up. You feel what I'm saying?
And what did you want to be growing up, though? What were your dreams before the system got involved?
I mean, I like to travel, so driving trucks is something that, you know, one of the things that I had, you know, gravitated towards because, you know, growing up, you know, my mom, she was, you know, she had a boyfriend in life, you know, he drove trucks, so, you know, sometimes, you know, like on Fridays, you know, he'll let one of me or my other siblings, you know, go to work with him on Fridays and shit, so, you know, me being me, like, yo, I'm trying to take every Friday, you feel what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
this is what, you know, really, you know what I'm saying, you know, made me focus on, like, yo, I really like this because not just driving trucks, it was just being able to go from state to state and see other things, you know, just be, you know, adventurous, just seeing the world for what it is.
That's right. And let me ask you this question right here, man. Like, what do you think led you to this point in your life?
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Like, this point where you at, you know, pertaining to your charges and everything, you know, what were you convicted of, what you were convicted of, you know, what led you to that point? Like, how did we get here?
I mean, that's a question that I'm quite sure a lot of people are still trying to figure out right now. Because to some degree, I still ask myself that same question, like, yo, how did I get to this point? And, like, that's a question that, you know, I ask myself time and time again. And getting to this point right now, like, yo, I've learned a lot. So I feel like I can ask that question, but I can't completely ask it. And I'm going to say this to respond or to answer that question. As individuals, we create our own circumstances. And with that being said, I created circumstances that hit me at this present moment right now. Do I regret it? No, I don't. You feel what I'm saying? I don't regret nothing I did in life because regrets are like failures. And to say that I failed in life, I really didn't. I made bad choices in life. Something that we all do. We make bad choices. And when we make bad choices, we just got to figure out how to make better choices and, you know, pretty much, you know, just live off of them and just better ourselves overall.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Okay. I'm definitely with you. And see, in that point right there,
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
that realization that you have right there to show that you know that, you know, the choices and decisions that you make is what pretty much paved your way as it is right now. That's rehabilitation in itself.
Exactly.
See, and that's what a lot of individuals got to understand. You ain't got to give an individual life sentences just to understand that the mistakes that they made and by the choices and decisions that they made. You ain't got to give them. It doesn't take a life. It doesn't take an eternity to understand that.
No, I don't. Because if that was the case, giving out life sentences to people, you know, that committed murder or whatever, then I'm quite sure the majority of this world would be locked up with life sentences.
That's right. Definitely right about that.
So, yes, I mean, you know, just like you said, the realization of me being who I am, knowing me for, not saying who I am, not trying to be nobody else or none of that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I can honestly say that coming to prison, it helped me in a way I was able to educate myself. When I was in the streets, education was a thing of the past to me. Like, I didn't know what education was or how to educate myself. I was educating myself in the wrong manner, you feel what I'm saying? So prison actually helped me mentally, you feel what I'm saying? So now I'm more wiser and more smarter and more aware of some of the things I've done, things that I'm still doing right now to this very day. So I use each one of these prisons for a black man. These are our universities, really, when you look at it. What you call HBCU, you feel what I'm saying? Because historic black community universities or whatever. Because this is the time for us to really take inventory of who we are as black men. To go back, look at everything that we've done, things that we have been through, things our ancestors, mother, fathers, grandmothers, all that they've been through. This is the time right now because we got all the time in the world to think. The time that we have is unlimited right now. So we're not bogged down by having to do this, having to do that. Now we can take these prisons and turn them into learning, institutions. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be, they're always going to be what, we call the belly of the beast, the worst place to be. But at the same time, mentally, we can make these the most, knowledgeable places for us by learning. And this is, this is the time for that right now, man. The time that we have on our hand, the time that, they've given us, this is what we're supposed to be utilizing these prisons for, man. And that's one of the things that I do each and every day.
Definitely right about that. Have you lost any loved ones while incarcerated?
I've lost family members. I can't say I have lost anybody that close to me, and I'm thankful for that. Like, sometimes I don't even want to think about that because, just seeing and knowing guys that have been through that, like, I don't know what my initial reaction going to be. And I'm a family-oriented type of person, and I know losing somebody close to me, I don't know what it's going to take from me.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the same boat with you on that one, man. I'd be worried about how I'm going to respond to it as well if I was to ever get that type of news. And, lo and behold, God forbid that I get that type of news, while I'm incarcerated, But
exactly.
I'm definitely with you on that. What has your prison experience been like?
I mean, it's been up and down, I try not to let what I was about to say. I guess it's not the right answer, but the right answer. But I try not to let it get to me, but it's gonna get to you. No matter what you do, to not let it affect you, we're always gonna be affected by this prison. Like, no matter how much time you do, you will always be affected. And I'm affected in ways that I probably don't see as of right now, but some ways I can see, you feel what I'm saying, like the effect that it has had on me.
Yeah.
And, you try to deal with it the best way you can. But, it's up and down, you want to put yourself in a serene setting to where, okay, you able to, just do time the way you need to do it, so it won't be as, I ain't going to use the word hard because I don't like the word hard. When you use the word hard, that means it's something that you can't overcome. So I'm going to say a difficult situation. Each and every day we go through difficult situations in here, meaning that we can overcome those situations.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
If we put ourselves in the right situation. So it's not hard. There's no such thing as hard to me no more.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
I find myself in different situations each and every day.
What's something people on the outside would never understand about prison life?
That mentally we are affected in ways that cannot be explained. And that's the most hardest part. And physically, I mean, it is nothing, you know, work out, whatever. I mean, that's nothing. But mentally, the mental aspect of this is something that they will never be able to understand because they've never experienced what we experience each and every day. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have to go through what we go through every day as far as being, you know, how the officers treat us, how administration treat us, you know, how they try to keep their foot on our neck, you know, how they try to punish us after we've already been punished.
Part of the human.
So it's more, yeah, exactly. It's more psychologically than anything. They've never been, like you said, dehumanized in the manner that we've been each and every day.
Ask this. That leads me to my next question too. Have you witnessed or experienced injustice, abuse, or unprofessional behavior from staff or administration?
All day, every day. Yeah, that's every day. Like, to say that's unheard of is, that's crazy if somebody was to say that. You know, that goes on all day, every day, man. Like I said, we're being punished on top of a punishment. When the judge punishes us with giving us our sentence, we're supposed to be punished as is, not to be punished even more. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like when we come in here, you know, I guess the officers, you know, feel that, yo, we're beneath them. So they treat us in a manner to where, like, yo, you know, they trying to rip away your manhood, man. Trying to take everything away from you, trying to make you as miserable as they are, because most of them are miserable. Like, you got some of us in here live better than most officers live out there in the streets. So they come in here with their, you know, ill intent and, you know, distribute to the, you know, to the offenders in here or whatever. So, yeah, it's injustice, you know what I'm saying, every day in here, man. By administration, by the officers. That's all day, every day.
That's right. What rights do you think incarcerated people should be fighting for right now?
You said what, rights?
Yeah, what rights do you think incarcerated people should be fighting for right now?
Our human rights to be treated as humans, no matter what our situation is, no matter because we are incarcerated, that don't mean we're supposed to be dehumanized. You're not supposed to take that away from us because at the end of the day, we are still human beings. You feel what I'm saying? No matter what crime we committed, we are still to be treated as human beings. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, like, yo, let's fight for our human rights. You feel what I'm saying? Treat me equally. You feel what I'm saying? I've already been punished. Why do you sit here and take it upon yourself to punish me even more? You feel what I'm saying? To, you know, degrade me, dehumanize me, you know, make me, you know, belittle me. Nah, for what? Like, now that it's becoming personal now when you're doing all of that.
There's no better answer than that right there, my brother. If you had the chance to speak to lawmakers or to the public, what would you want them to hear?
That's a good question, boy. I mean, you know, I got a list so long that I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of things, but I'm like, man, the main thing that they need to hear is like, yo, everybody deserves a second chance. You hear this all day, every day. Everybody deserves a second chance. And that's true. You feel what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody perfect. If the world was perfect, would none of us be here right now? Not to get spiritual, but God, I mean, it's like, yo, He have no need for perfect people, because if you are perfect, then that means you cannot come to Him and beg Him for His mercy, for His forgiveness. You feel what I'm saying? So if everybody was perfect and didn't commit a little crime, how they call what they call a crime now, blue collar crime, white collar crime, black crime, white crime, whatever. If nobody committed crimes and everybody was perfect, this world would be in total chaos right now. You feel what I'm saying? So with that said, everybody deserves a second chance because you never know. Giving somebody that second chance, yo, it might be the most beautiful.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Or not just for that person, overall. You feel what I'm saying? But when the lawmakers, they deem it upon themselves to decide a second chance, it's not right. But they give child molesters and rapists all the chances in the world. And they're creating monsters by the actions that they are doing.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
You're definitely right about that.
Yeah. Can't pick and choose.
Hey,
you have 30 seconds remaining.
Hey, excuse me, my brother. If you will, please hang on call right back. Behind the Walls Talk will continue.
All right, I got you.
Behind the Walls Talk continue with my brother and comrade, Rodriguez Ferguson. Hey, Mr. Ferguson, yeah, I'm definitely feeling you on that. What we were speaking about just now, everybody deserves a second chance, man. You know, there isn't no one person that doesn't deserve a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. Because like we were speaking about earlier, man, you know, the choices and decisions that we made in life, man.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
The choices and decisions that we made at that point in our life should have dictated our life. You know,
they shouldn't have.
We have this governmental system that tries to hold that choice and decision that we made then over our heads for the rest of our lives. You can't do that.
Yeah, but this is what they're doing, though.
Yeah. And that's something that needs to be corrected. It needs to be addressed. That's
what
we're addressing right now.
Yeah, that's like they say racism is dead. It's not. Racism is like, yo, I ain't gonna say it's not working back then, but it's just as worse now because it's just more modernized. If you look at it, you feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
So when you still dealing like the state of North Carolina,
yeah. Go ahead.
State of North Carolina, they still have that slave mentality. You have other states that are doing things to, as far as when it comes to, releasing prisoners and whatever, they're like, yo.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Where they're letting guys out. The state of North Carolina is the only state that is not doing that's not trying to give none of the prisoners in the state of North Carolina any help, no matter what it is. Especially like, if you committed murder or whatever, they're not trying to help you in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, that's that slave mentality. Not only is it the slave mentality, but, they're going to make money off of you as long as they can. They want you to die in here, in prison in the state of North Carolina.
That's right. It's all about capitalism of them. That's all they care about is the capitalism they make it off of each and every one of us.
They don't care about nothing else, man. Nothing else.
It's about rehabilitation. It's not about family connections. It's not about bettering society.
It ain't about none of it. None of it. Because the more that they try to, put that propaganda out there like, this is what they're doing. You got to look at all the jails and the prisons in the state of North Carolina. It's so overpopulated that, they still locking people up, though, at an alarming rate.
They're locking people up at an alarming rate. We're overcrowded, and they're understaffed, and they don't care nothing about any of that. They don't care.
They don't care nothing about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't even have, they're supposed to have bills on the table right now. They don't even have meetings scheduled to speak about these bills pertaining to prison reform. And it shouldn't be like that. Prison reform is all the bills that's pertaining to prison reform, all of them should be on the table right now. There should be meetings scheduled for them to speak about it, for them to vote on them right now. But that's not the case, though. They worried about other things that have no relevancy to the safety of the citizens in North Carolina.
Yeah, so that's why look at how many times they done changed the emblem for the first Department of Correction, Department of now is what DAC. It was we can go back. The name done changed 2-3 different times. Like so, which one is it? But one thing we know what it's not is like you said, rehabilitation. We know it has nothing to do with that. That's why you keep changing the name.
That's right.
But this is what you're pitching to the public, to society. This is what we're trying to do to these guys. Help you. You're not helping us in here, like you said. Basically, what it is, they don't understand the meaning, or they cannot define the word reform or rehabilitation. Because basically, we're in here, rehabilitating ourselves here. Hey, the guys that are conscious, this is what we are doing for ourselves because we already know, like, this is what. This is the place that I'm trying to get. These are the goals and accomplishments that I'm trying to meet. You feel what I'm saying? So if I got to do it by myself, then, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this by myself. I don't need the help from quote-unquote DOC, DAC, whatever they want to call themselves. I don't need their help because technically they are not helping me anyway. They're doing everything that they can to push me back farther and farther. You feel what I'm saying? Just like with this SRG stuff. You feel what I'm saying? You validate people because they hang around, or you said, they was associated with this guy because he was in the gang or whatever. That's not right, because if that was the case and everybody in prison is, guess what? A gang member. Because you got us all in here crammed in together. So how the hell I can't be around a person that's a gang member? You can't. I mean, this is what you're doing.
And then when they get you labeled SRG, they took it and added 5 points to your classification score, regardless of anything that you've been doing, regardless of the progress, the productivity that you've been making, or anything. Added 5 points to everybody that they have labeled up on the SRG. That's pushing it back even further with more limitations and more restrictions.
That's another hindrance. So now you can't meet the qualifications that you might want, a college course that they might have at another facility. Now you can't do that because, like you said, the points too high, or you validate, you label it as a game.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
But they say they're trying to help us. They're trying to help us be rehabilitated. How?
There's no way.
When you continuously put restrictions and limitations upon us. Those are things that really definitely need to be addressed, and that's what everybody in society needs to hear. They need to hear exactly what we are speaking about.
Well, I'm definitely with you on that. And, like, whatever I can do to help, that's, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to push feminists with this.
With your voice being heard right now, you're helping, bro. You're helping a whole lot, more than you think you are.
Yeah, so we need to get more conscious brothers on the same type time, because right now, we up against a whole lot, and it's gonna take a whole lot.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
And like the guys that I be talking to, that's what I tell them. Like, it's not just in here. It also has to be our family members out there, because another thing we got to look at is how, these lawmakers, directors of prisons or whatever, they keep coming up with these, I can't find the right word, but it's like they keep coming up with things to disencourage our people from communicating with us. You feel what I'm saying? First it was like visitation form. You got to go through all this. You got to get a birth certificate for a newborn baby to be on your visitation list. Make that make sense. Like, what? I mean, I don't understand. Like, what is the reason behind that? So now the family members got to send all this information just to get on your visitation list. At one point in time, all you do is just fill out the visitation list. Look, this is who, you know what I'm saying, I wanted my visitation list, and it was approved. Not just that, now he has phone restrictions, tablet restrictions. Like, yo, they put so many restrictions on us right now that you got some people, some of their family members, like, not wanting to do that. You got people, family members that's old, don't know how to do that.
I'm going through a situation right now with my mother. I can't even call her. I don't know what done happened on her end of the phone. Every time I call her, I go straight to voice. It's so complicated with trying to get her on the video visit when she's approved of my visitation. But we can't even get her on the video visit. It shouldn't be so many complications with family connections. The process is supposed to be simple and easy.
But that's what they want. They want to make it that hard or that difficult for our family to be able to communicate with us, to where your family members be like, you know what, pardon my language, but fuck it. I ain't finna do this shit. You see what I'm saying? This is what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? They got a think tank that, they just sit people in and like, think of this to how we can discourage their family from wanting to come see them or wanting to communicate with them. Every law or every rule, every regulation that they done came up with is because they put people in a think tank to think of these insidious methods to implement upon us, man. This is what they doing each and every day. They thinking of something right now as we speak.
Definitely right about that, bro. And let me change the temperature a little bit, my brother. Who are you today? And how is that different from who you were when you came in?
The person I am today is Okay, I don't think I can find words in the dictionary to describe who I am today. Not to toot my own horn or whatever, but I would just say, I'm more conscious than I was when I was making decisions I was making unconscious decisions. I'm feeling like that. I'm more smarter, more wiser, and I'm able to see things for what they really are. Their natural appearance, no matter what it is, who it is, I'm able to see it exactly for that. There was a time when I wasn't able, my vision was distorted because I wasn't a conscious being. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was really dealing in that triple stage of darkness. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no understanding of nothing. But it's like now my understanding, my overall understanding of everything is vivid. Like, I just see it for what it is. And that's how I deal with it. I deal with it accordingly. But one of my greatest things now is that I'm able to see a situation before it even happens. Meaning that, okay, if I see the situation, I know how to deal with it before it even come my way. So if I want to get away from it, I know, get away from it because you know it's coming your way. If I choose to deal with it, I know I'm going to have to deal with it. But I know I see it coming.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
This is the greatest thing about being conscious. When you're able to see and know things for what they really are. See people for who they truly are. To be able to deal with any and everything in its natural appearance.
That's right. Hey, my brother, if you will you hang up and call right back, my brother, so we can continue this wonderful interview, man. Behind the Walls Talk, continue with Mr. Rodriguez Ferguson. Hey, my brother, let me ask you something. You said who you are today is a conscious-minded individual. I would like to know, like, what was that turning point in your mindset created at?
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Say that again.
Like, that turning point in your mindset, like, when did it happen? What did you experience that give you, or what type of growth did you have that gave you the turning point in your mindset?
Well, I was at the farm, which is California. It was like 2001, if I'm mistaken. And a couple of brothers down there, and I'm saying that I had knew some previous cats from down there, you know. I used to see them build a lot, sitting around, you know, just talking, but they wasn't talking about the usual, you know, they wasn't doing the war story stuff, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they had information laid out
North Carolina Correctional Facility.
Information laid out on the table or whatever, so, you know, we being, you know, curious and whatever, just, you know, stood by and listening on the conversation, and, you know, I was intrigued from that point on, and what they was talking about, or what they was dealing with, was Moore Science Temple of America. And from that point on, it's like my journey, like, really began seeking knowledge. And that was the very first time, like, yo, I understood knowledge for what it really means and what it truly stands for. So it was like, yeah, 2001 is what really, like, consciously led me up to this point that I'm at right now.
Okay. So what have you done to grow, reflect, or change?
Man, I'll be, you know, studying, you know, just doing a whole lot of reading, not nonsense reading, which what I call nonsense reading is like reading urban novels or whatever, you know. I do a lot of writing, like I like to write essays, you know, I just like to, like I said, from that point, having from being unconscious and coming into a conscious state of awareness, it changes you. Because, you know, it's saying like, yo, once you, I'm saying, you can never go back. You feel what I'm saying? Once you acquire the knowledge that you have, you can never go back. And it's going to change and affect you in ways that people will be like, wow. So that's what I say, like, when I was saying earlier, like, yo, I'm able to see things, like, yo, pretty much before they happen. It's a conscious state of awareness that, you know, that I have now. Because at one point in time, like, yo, I wasn't able to see things as clearly that I'm able to see things now. I wasn't able to accept things for what they truly was. It's like I was always trying to find a way to get around it or, you know, just not be a part of it. But now knowing and having that type of awareness, like, yo, I'm able to accept it for what it is. So just seeing how conscious those dudes was back then showed me that I lacked a whole lot. And I was thinking that, yo, I thought I knew everything then, and I didn't know shit.
Hey, I would like to tell the listeners, man, me and this brother here was together in 2014 at Berkeley Correctional. And I want to tell you something about the awareness that we have within ourselves. I went on a fast for 6 days, no food, no water. My brother came right behind me with the same discipline for 7 days, no food, no water. So I definitely understand the awareness, the discipline, the knowledge of self that this brother has, the conscious mind that he has, and I salute him.
I salute you as well.
Because, you know, we go through a lot with being incarcerated, and like you say, being aware, conscious, and seeing things before they happen, you know, with the experiences that we had by being incarcerated, as long as we've been incarcerated, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot because it's something every day.
It's a whole lot. Yeah, so that goes back to the question you had asked me earlier. Like, I believe you said something about, like, when you asked about, like, the people that's outside, you know, out there, like, I see the question in my head. I just think, yeah, like, why, you know, what is it we can, like, why they don't understand what it is that we go through. And
yeah.
Like you said, that comes from being, you got to be conscious, man. You got to have a mental aptitude to endure everything that we go through day in and day out of here, because it's not no cakewalk. Like, yo, we're confined. We confined inside of gates, Constantine wire, barbed wire, bricks, and everything. We wake up to each other day in and out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to be mentally strong, man. Like, if you ain't mentally strong, yo, you gonna get devoured in here, man. Like, you truly gonna get devoured, and not in no physical sense, but mentally. And once you become mentally, you know what I'm saying, weak, or you get
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
like, you stand no chance of surviving in here, because now you're going to become something that you're not. You're going to become something that they want you to be, a weakling. So now, like I said, you doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, but being that you're not mentally strong to withstand whatever they throwing at you or how they coming at you. Like, yo, I don't see so many dudes commit suicide because they wasn't mentally strong.
Yeah.
I know a guy called MG, rest in peace, like, yo, this is my brother, man. The man came all the way from death row to, they gave him a life sentence or whatever, he flew to. This man did just as many years as I've done. And this man took his own life, man, because he wasn't mentally strong. Not bashing him or nothing like that. He just allowed.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
He just allowed what was going on inside here to consume him to the point that I guess he just didn't want to be here no more. And if you get to that point there, like, yo, you giving these people what they want. I can never get to that point. I don't care what nobody say. I'm mentally strong. I'm in, like, yo, I got my mind built in a way to where, yo, these people can never break me. Like I said, I'm going to always be affected by it. But this shit will never break me, man. It only make me stronger day in and day out because I see what they're doing. I know what they're trying to do. So I can't allow them to do it because as long as I got breath inside of me, like, yo, it's a beautiful day for me. They look at us like, yo, we're miserable or whatever, but really, like, I mean, I'm not. I have my bad days, but I guarantee you, I'm good. Like, physical health, good. Mental health, good. The only thing that I'm lacking right now and what I'm trying to build upon right now is my spiritual outlook on life. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I know is probably, hurt me a lot because I don't have that to the degree that I know I need it. Because everybody needs that spiritual harmony. No matter what you call your God or whatever, you need that spiritual harmony in life in order to balance out your life and have that basic understanding of what your life is. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Finding my way back to that spiritual harmony, that spiritual balance to, well, okay, now I ain't going to say it's not going to make me perfect. It's going to make me complete in the sense to I know exactly who I am now, and I'm not going to allow what's going on inside this penitentiary, all the injustices, the dehumanizations, and none of that. I'm not going to allow that to affect me no longer. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to help me stay mentally strong to go through this for however long I need to go through it. So, yeah, you got to be mentally strong to deal with this.
That's right. Hey, a message to the youth, my brother. And what would you say to young people who are being misled or turning to crime because of trauma, poverty, or pressure?
Dealing with the youth nowadays, man, their mind is so warped that, man, we're going to have to go through layers upon layers upon layers to just get them back to a conscious state of mind. It's not hard work. It's going to be a difficult task, but it can be done. And the first thing you have to start out like, yo, dealing with the youth, because, like, yo, that's one of the things I really want to start, you know what I'm saying, whenever I leave this place. I want to start it like a, you know what I'm saying, a youth return camp, you know what I'm saying, because that's what's going to start for us. In order for us to get back on the right track, our youth is our future. You feel what I'm saying? So To them, I can only give them my life story. I can only show them, like, yo, what I've been through. Because I know what they going through, so I can only show them what I've been through and show them how it is. That's not going to work, man. Like, the lifestyle that you saying you want to be a part of or saying you want to live, that's not the lifestyle, you feel what I'm saying? Because I talk to dudes now, and I tell them all day, every day, like, damn, the square niggas that we used to call square niggas, you remember those niggas, like, pardon my French, but when we saw that square ass nigga there, you feel what I'm saying, lame ass nigga there, guess what? Those same niggas is winning right now. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that, yo, we were supposed to walk in their shoes or walk in their shadow. Nah, hell nah. We could have been us doing us, but at the same time, if we would have been a little bit more conscious, then maybe we would be winning right now in a manner that they're winning. You feel what I'm saying? We're the ones sitting here, you feel what I'm saying, going through what we're going through, but the same ones that we used to bash when we was out there, talk shit to or whatever, yo, them dudes out there winning right now. So I would tell the youth, like, yo, there's nothing wrong with going to school, learning, even though that they not teaching us our history, it's always good to know what the enemy is up to. So, yeah, learn their language. You feel what I'm saying? Learn their history. You feel what I'm saying? And take it, I'm saying, do the same thing that they doing to us. Use it against them.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
They did. They took our history, they took our language and used it against us. So why not do the same thing to them? You feel what I'm saying? Why not build yourself up in your mental capacity, learn, educate yourself on the things that you need to know, and use it to your advantage. Don't use it against your own people. You feel what I'm saying? Use it to your advantage to where you're okay. Not only is you winning,
you have 30 seconds remaining.
But or everybody in your circle is winning as well. See, we acquire knowledge and we acquire these certain things just to use against ourselves. We can't win like that. We destroy our own culture, our own community.
Not to cut off your wisdom, but please, hang on, call right back, brother, so we can continue this. Behind the Walls Talk, we'll continue. Behind the Walls Talk, continue with Mr. Rodriguez Ferguson. Continue with your wisdom, my brother.
Yeah, so the message to the youth is be yourself first and foremost. Like, you don't have to follow behind crowds, or if somebody don't like you, claim that they don't like you, yo, so what? That's their loss. You don't have to follow in their footsteps, just like they don't have to follow in your footsteps. Because at the end of the day, if you being yourself, yo, guess what? You going to attract, and people going to gravitate towards you more than ever. See, you got to understand, like, yo, what peer pressure truly is, you know, and how it corrupts the mind, and, you know, how it have us thinking that we have to be accepted by our peers. Nah, you don't have to be accepted by nobody. The only person you have to be accepted by is you. Firstly, your creator. Then you have to accept yourself. Once you accept yourself, then don't nothing else matter. Don't nobody else matter to you. So until, you know, we figure that out, we're going to...
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Be up under this peer pressure that we're about and all that, man. Like, thinking that we have to be accepted by the dudes that we hang around with. Nah, it's not that. Yo, we have to accept ourselves first and foremost. We have to know who we are as individuals.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Not as a group of people. Nah, you got to know who you are individually. You got to be able to stand how they say 10 toes down by yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, my brother. What does a second chance in society mean to you?
It would mean it would mean a whole lot to me, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's a question I can't answer. It's just a question that, man. It's just, I mean, I'm putting it like this here. It's just a second chance is something that I need to show, like you said, my actions is not who I am. My actions don't dictate me as a person.
That's right.
Like, yo, in our youth, we do things that, we still reflect upon today. Like, damn, I should have done that. That was crazy as hell because we was able to see and understand it for what it was now. We wasn't able to do that back then because we was young. We wasn't consciously aware of what we was doing then. We might have thought we knew what we was doing. We definitely didn't know. Not completely in the manner that we were supposed to know. Now, we didn't know that. So a second chance to me right now, it would mean a lot to me. I don't want to say it would mean the world to me because the world in itself is corrupt. So when I hear that statement, this mean the world to me, that mean the world to me, then when I look at the world, we dealing in a corrupt society, a corrupt world. So I can't say it would mean the world to me. You feel what I'm saying? I can just say as of now it would mean a lot to me because those are the only words that I can really, use to, detail how much it would mean to me.
I understand that. What do you want people to remember about you? Not the crime, but the person. What do you want them to remember?
Yeah, see, that's what I was about to say. Like, yeah, I don't want them to remember that person. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it's a part of me, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I should be remembered by. Like, given the chance, like, I want to be remembered by the things, the goodness that I was able to bring. You feel what I'm saying? The ability to guide people, help people in the right manner. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be remembered by, like, when you hear my name, like, that was a good brother there. Like, everybody have their flaws, but at the end of the day, the good that he did, it outweighed the bad. Like, no matter what his bad was, he did enough, he helped enough people, he was a good brother, like, wholeheartedly. His heart was always in a good place. You feel what I'm saying? His mind was always in a good place.
That's right. And that's what I got from you. Myself personally, my experience of being around you, the impact that you made in my life, just for me watching you, understanding who you are and what you're going through. So I definitely got that understanding.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You would like to share? Are there any last words you would like to share with the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk?
Yeah, man, I got this essay I want to share with you. It's called Struggling to Understand. It was written on 3/2/23 at 1:13 p.m. Sometimes when I write my essays, something is just like, it'll just come to me and I just got to put it on paper. You feel what I'm saying? It's just my understanding of whatever it is I'm going through at that moment. And at this moment, I believe I heard somebody, about struggling and something to that regard. Everybody had their own definition of what struggling is. But yeah, I just want to share this real quick. And hopefully, it can be understood for what it is. Like I said, it's called Struggling to Understand. And whenever, I want to say this too before I start. Whenever I use the word nigga, it's not for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Well, if I call you a nigga, then that's how I look at you. You feel what I'm saying? You're still ignorant. And my perception of you is you're ignorant. So that's basically what I'm telling you. Nigga, you ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by the word nigga. like I said, the name of the essay
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Niggas talk about unifying, coming together as one, and even say, let's have each other back. But a person's actions will dispel all the lies told and show their true desire for separatism. Niggas are quick to eradicate those that are in the struggle with them, as opposed to building, teaching, and eliminating.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
And eliminating the self-destruction and hatred that they have for one another. Niggas unify with the real opposition that systematically and that is sophisticatedly keep us entrenched in psychological slavery, which is the severest form of oppression. But this is the contradiction that gave way to the principle that niggas supposed to stand for and against. The struggle that niggas are so quick to claim and glorify is just another method used once again systematically by the oppressors' insidious tactics of genocide that niggas are heedlessly embracing. These so-called struggles are keeping niggas at odds with each other, keep niggas, blacks killing each other. Niggas, blacks hating each other, keeping niggas, blacks against themselves and their own race of people, whatever title that classifies them as. Truthfully, niggas can never comprehend what the true meaning of struggle is or what a real struggle consists of. What is the foundation of a true tried and tested struggle? I now truly see and understand that the word struggle has many different meanings that do not coincide with the struggle of the human rights for the niggas, blacks, so-called, that have been lost not just mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, but historically as well. Understand that you have ignorant niggas claiming to be leaders of this and that, claiming their work, guidance, and leadership role is for the people oppressing the struggle. But if you take a closer look and listen a bit more, ask yourself this: out of all these niggas claiming to be a leader and for the people in this so-called struggle of ours, why haven't I been given back the most important thing that's been taken away from me? My rights as a human being, my God-given rights to live freely as a human being. What leaders of this race of people stood up for this, fought for this, defended for this, for us? And please don't try to compare the civil rights movement with this, because the civil rights cannot and will never compare or equal to that of a person's human rights. Niggas love to claim the leadership role over a body of people, portraying and projecting false images of leadership qualities that in the end accomplish nothing of value or significance for the people of the struggle. Truth be told, most are the most worse off than before, more oppressed by the ones claiming to be their leader and more oppressed by their very own race of people. The oppression we face and deal with today is 100 times worse than what our ancestors faced back in slavery. Reason being is because we are oppressing each other. Niggas oppressing niggas, black oppressing black. Niggas have exploited the struggle for selfish reasons and selfish gain of notoriety, materialism, and finances, etc. The word struggle is becoming oppressive to say. The word struggle is becoming oppressive to say it or hear, because when it's spoken, the only thing that it relates to or gives meaning to is black on black crimes, the black people oppressing their own people. This is the ignorance of niggas, because in the same breath, niggas say that they are against oppression of any kind, but they're oppressing each other every day because of that cancer known as hate forcing through their veins. One of the greatest sayings, if not the greatest saying ever spoken, the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the minds of the oppressed. The black community have been oppressed for so long that they only understand how to be oppressive to others just like them. So imagine how stupid niggas be looking when they say that they are against oppression. Niggas are the epitome of what oppression is, because they have clothed themselves with it along with their ignorance and revel in the destruction that it has caused and will continue to create for them. Knowledge is the key to one's wisdom and better understanding of life, but knowledge can also be the detriment of one's judgment, interpretation, etc. If that knowledge acquired is not comprehended correctly or entirely and applied in a negative way, niggas attain all this useful and powerful knowledge only to use it against their own community and people. So sad but true. Niggas stop embracing ignorance. It's an impediment that continuously alter your way of thinking, which keeps you in that ignorant state of mind that you are constantly in. Thinking you're going forward productively, but you're only going backwards in a negative decline. Thinking the result is different. Thinking the result is different and positive, but it's the same result, if not more detrimental, of destruction of yourself and everybody in the struggle. And don't understand that most people are struggling to understand who they are as individuals. How can you struggle with others or claim to be a part of the struggle when in fact everyone's struggle isn't the same? Written by me, Rodriguez Ferguson.
Salute, my brother. Salute.
Salute.
As George Jackson say, man, they were not counters amongst the broken ones.
Yeah. I will never be counted amongst the broken men.
That's right.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
That's right. Hey, man, I really appreciate this interview with you, my brother. And, man, I salute you, man.
I appreciate you for giving me the platform to, speak in the manner that I have.
Yeah, man. Hey, it was a pleasure, man. It was really a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your truth, your pain, your lessons, and your hope. Here on Behind the Walls Talk, we don't just tell stories. We build bridges. Your words today have the power to reach beyond these walls, to spark understanding, and to remind the world that change is possible. To those listening on the outside, never forget, behind every prison idea is a human being. To those still inside, your voice is still powerful.